Okay, so I just wanted to make a quick video, uh, something that I found interesting. Um, I was having a conversation with my mom this morning, and uh, we started talking about the Bible, uh, and I had, brought up, things in the past about things that were different in the Bible, uh, and she was sort of receptive to it, but she's 75 years old, and has been a Christian and, devoted to the Bible and, working in the church and doing all kinds of stuff for the last 60 years. So we started talking about it, and uh, I ended up bringing up this Bible verse because when I had mentioned to her, months ago, I had asked her about the lion and the lamb, and uh, she was kind of caught off guard by it, but, she kind of made the excuses like people do. Uh, But then when I brought up this one tonight or this morning, uh, she was really kind of shook and didn't quite understand what to make of it, um, because she's, you know unfortunate to say, the time that she grew up in, she's, by today's terms, you could, would say homophobic, even though, she's gotten better and learned to be more acceptive of that sort of stuff since, one of her grandkids is identifies as trans. She's uh, kind of changed her aspect on that, and she's grown over the years. But anyway, this one has totally freaked her out. Uh, and the verse is Luke 17:34. So anybody who knows this Mandela effect, uh, it bothered me a lot too, when I first found out about it, because I mean it just doesn't seem right. But in the King James Bible, which is the only Bible that I was allowed to use growing up, I grew up in the church, obviously, uh, the first 18, 19 years of my life, and so I was indoctrinated with everything. And unfortunately, I was in probably a bad section of the church that didn't do things quite right. But regardless, I still learned the Bible, and I had memory verses, Bible verses every week that I had to learn, and got the Bible read to me on a daily basis for the time I was in kindergarten until the time I was in 18, and a senior in high school. I went to Christian school and whatnot. So anyway, so moving on, this verse is about, Jesus is talking to, uh, I think his disciples, maybe, I'm not sure exactly who he's talking to, but he's talking about the rapture and about, two men or two men in the field, uh, and when the rapture comes, one will be taken, one will be left behind, and uh, and then two women grinding wheat, and one will be taken, and one will be left behind, which is now actually just two women grinding, but that's a different video. Uh, but the part that really got to my mom was the two men in one bed, and one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. And she didn't believe me. I mean, she said she believed me, but she still had to look it up. Like, she instantly looked it up. She grabbed her Bible off of her desk, where she was next to where she was sitting, and you know, instantly looked it up. And I mean, I could, she's in Florida and I'm in Ohio, and I could hear her jaw drop when she read it, uh, almost. You know what I mean? Because it was just, I could tell over, just even over the phone, 1,000 miles away, she couldn't believe it. And and so we talked about it for a minute, and then uh, she had to go, get ready for her Bible study that she was having at 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, whenever. Uh, but she did tell me that she was going to um, talk to her pastor today, because she was apparently meeting with him for some reason, and she was going to ask him about that and see what he had to say about it, and that she would call me tomorrow and tell me what he said. So that should be super interesting. It's just funny because like I didn't tell her it was a Mandela effect. I didn't say anything about that. She just started talking about the Bible, and she said that there was, something in the Bible that she just never knew was in there. She was like, she was telling me the story about something, and she was like, well, I never knew that, but I've been watching this YouTube channel of a pastor who's teaching, and we have these, weekly Bible studies that they watch this guy on YouTube, his 30-minute sermons, and that she learned this stuff from him. And, and that's when I brought it up. I'm like, well, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that, you'd be surprised that was actually in there. And so, so it never was brought up as the Mandela effect, but it was something that, she was open to. And I think that's probably wise, because she didn't know it was a Mandela effect. But anyway, I just thought it was super interesting, and I wanted to make this video real quick. And if you see this in the next 24 hours, then there should be the follow-up, hopefully tomorrow. When she calls back, I'll record that conversation and see what her pastor had to say about the whole 2 men in one bed. And get it, and that should be an interesting take too. So, I just wanted to share that with anybody, and if anybody who's never seen this Mandela effect, I think this one hits me more than the Lion and the Lamb, even though that's a big one too. But I mean, there's like lots of more, and I told her that there was a YouTube channel, and she's might actually be interested in watching. She sounded like she was interested in watching a channel that that I found that's like almost totally dedicated to Bible changes and stuff. I think it's called Curiouser, and she seems really good. And she's got lots of them. So if I could get my mom listening to that channel, that would be very interesting to see, because every other Mandela effect, she's always affected by it, but then she immediately takes the update once I tell her about it. She's like, oh yeah, or then she'll make the excuse or whatever. So I'm thinking this might actually be, a good way to get my mom introduced into what it is that, that's going on here, where, because the Bible changes are going to affect her the most of anything that the Mandela effect has to offer. So it'll be interesting, and if she calls me in the morning, or she talked to her pastor and had a chance to ask him about it, then I will definitely record it and update everybody, or anybody who's watching this. I don't know who would be watching it, but if you're interested in it, the Mandela effect and Bible changes in specific, keep an eye out, and I should be having another video coming up here soon. So see you later.